Okay, so I'm going to assume a lot of you already know me. Does anyone here not know me? Does anyone like, okay, yay, I'm going to introduce myself. Okay, my name's Megan Aaron. I'm Catherine's oldest sister, probably the best one too. My dad works right there, and my mom works right over there, right? Yeah. In the library? Okay. And I've been asked to come talk about modesty. I was asked to talk about it in what, March? Yeah, February. And then you guys were really nice and let me come later so I could go see Avery in North Carolina. So thanks for that. But I was freaking out because so most of you probably follow me on Instagram too. Maybe that was a broad assumption to make. But if you do, you've seen the screenshot conversation that I had with Avery where I was like, I don't know what to wear for this. I gotta wear something cute and all this stuff. And I was like, I'm talking about modesty. Like I have to have the cute outfit that like isn't like a nun habit, right? And then I was like, wait, I'm talking about modesty, but that doesn't mean I'm talking about clothes. And so, modesty, anyone else hate that word? Anyone else get in arguments with their dad about that word? Me? Okay, throw it out the window. We're not going to talk about it. I know you asked me to talk about modesty, but we're not going to talk about it. Not going to use the word at least. Also, anyone else ever heard the sentence, be modest to protect boys' hearts and their eyes? Like, do it for the boys, right? Like, if you're not being modest, you are not saving their souls, and they're not going to heaven because of it.
Makes me want to cry.
Yes. Has that ever motivated anyone to dress modestly?
No.
Instead, does it make you go, okay, so what are they doing for me? Why do they get to wear no shirts on the beach? Like, you know, like, what the heck is up with that? So, we're throwing that, like, boys and modesty out the window, and we're just going to talk about beauty instead. Because honestly, if you don't feel beautiful yourself in your own skin, you can dress immodestly and be insecure. And you can dress modestly and be like, no one's looking at me, I'm in a paper bag, and I'm also still insecure. So, so we're gonna throw that out because a lot of the times, us girls especially, we want to be on trend and in style, and we want to look like everyone else, we want to fit in. But like, let's think about it. Flare jeans were out when I was, like what, I don't know, 8, like that was a thing. Flare jeans were a thing. Then they went out, and now they're coming back in. And same thing with like anything. There was a hippie era, there's a Victorian era where like receding hairlines were cool. They're not anymore, thank goodness. But like that's a thing. Like the trends keep coming in and out and in and out. And if we are trying to only focus on the trends, then we're never gonna be in style. We're never gonna fit in. We're never like that's way too much work if we're just trying to be cute based on what the world deems cute, right? And so we're gonna start with morning. You wake up, Mount Everest is literally right here, and you're like, oh. That's cute. That's really cute. This is going to be a good day. Today's going to be great. But do you look at yourself and go, oh my gosh, yep, where's my makeup? I need like the concealer. I don't know makeup very well, so I'm about to say many things. Hey, concealer, foundation, I need it all. Or are you like, yep, I bet you 5 out of 8 of my friends have one of these right here too. Because we're all synced up, so we all have like Mount Everest, Mount Fiji, the Himalayas maybe, if you're lucky, because I had those like 2 days ago. And do you actually think like, okay, yeah, well, just another day, womanhood, right? And you just go to class because you're confident. You're like, you know what? We all have them. There's not a single person out here that has never had a pimple, and if you do, please tell me what you use because we all want to know. Or do you look in the mirror and think, oh my gosh, my eyes, like, I just really love my eyes. Like, my eyes are just one of my favorite things. Or are you like, oh gosh, I can't compliment myself, like, that's freaking weird. Like, because it's not weird. You need to look at yourself and be like, I love my laugh. My friends love my laugh. Like, my laugh is so freaking loud, but it's like infectious. And like, that's one of my friends' favorite things about me, right? Are you smiling because that's you? Are you that friend? Everyone's like, yes. And so, there's a difference. Like, which person are you when you wake up? Are you like, oh my gosh, I need my makeup and I need my cute outfit right now? Or like, I'm putting on my school uniform again, like, great, I'm so cute. Or are you like, you know what, this is me, you know, like I'm confident, this is me. Because those two things are gonna determine your beauty and your attraction and all these things, the things that you want and you desire, because we wanna feel beautiful. Us girls wanna feel beautiful. God created us as one of the most beautiful creations. A good wife is a bejeweled crown on her husband, something like that, I don't know. That's somewhere in the Bible. And so the desire to feel beautiful and the desire to be complimented and told that you're pretty and gorgeous and all these things is good. But it's only good when it's not sought out in the wrong way. Same thing with any desire that we have. Most of them are intrinsically good because God gave them to you to have. But when you go out to the world and ask them to fill it up, then that's when it becomes bad. And so let me pull this out to make sure I'm following my flow. I told Catherine I didn't really have an outline, and she was like, oops, sorry, I don't know. So think about some of your friends that you think are the most insecure. Maybe it's you. Maybe you have one that popped right into your mind. Why are you smiling? That's not good. We're gonna talk about this later. We're gonna give just you a pep talk. And so think about that person and think about the way they dress. Or think about your friend that you're like, oh yeah, she needs to hear something about modesty. Like woo, the short shorts and the skirts are like up her butt. And think about that person and think about their confidence in themselves. Do you know, like, oh my gosh, yeah, they're insecure and I know they are, and like it's a struggle, and like I feel that. Because typically it goes hand in hand. Because when we aren't convinced and confident that we are beautiful in ourselves, then we seek men and the world for attention. Trust me, did it. I'm like literally a senior. I'm graduating college this May, and only in the past 2 years was I like, yes, I get it now. Like I'm pretty. I don't need that stuff. Because especially if are any of you guys athletes? Who's athletes in this room? Okay. Do any of you guys struggle with it a little extra more? I was gonna say, wait, aren't you an athlete? No.
Me?
Yeah.
Tennis grind.
Okay, tennis is a sport. You can go to college for
it was my first year playing. I just have tried about every
Okay, I just called you out. Sorry.
I was kidding.
No, but I don't know if any of you, for me, it was harder because I was like, I'm an athlete, I'm working so hard, my legs look so good, why can't I show them off? Like, you know, or I have abs, I don't anymore. But like you want to, like, I've worked hard for this, I take pride in this. My body's from, hey, I never look like this again. And like, why can't I show it off? Because you know that's attractive. Like, no one's gonna look at a girl with abs and toned legs and go, oh, you know, they're like, dang, how'd you get that? But that's the problem. That's when guys start seeing you for just your body, and I'm sure you hear it all the time. But I'm going to tell you, okay, we're gonna bring boys back in for a second. We're gonna bring Avery back in. I wish he was like actually in, but it's fine. So we had just started dating. Went to Forever 21, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to find a cute shirt for him. He can maybe find some outfits for me. He didn't find any that were cute, so I didn't try them on. I found my own stuff. But I had him try on like a shirt or something, then my friend and I went and we tried on our stuff. And we have this rule where you try on anything, you have to come out and show everyone. You just have to. So he comes out in a shirt or whatever, and I come out in my shorts, not even looking to Avery for like what he thinks about it. I turn to my friend, I'm like, so what do you think? Like, I don't know, like they're kind of cute. And I hear behind me, are you getting those? And I was like, excuse me? And I was like, I don't know yet, I'm still trying to figure out. And he was like, those are short. And I was like, who are you? I was like, excuse me, are you my dad? And so I was like, all right. So I went back into the dressing room and kind of just was like, that was embarrassing as frick. Like, what the heck just happened? Didn't get the shorts. And later on, because we're girls and we like think about things that affect us, I'm like on the plane back and I'm like, how do I actually feel about that? Like, did that actually make me angry and am I not okay with him saying that? Or am I just not used to anyone but my dad seeing me for more than my body? Any other man but my dad seeing me for more than my body. And then when I started thinking about it, I was like, crap, that's huge. I've been in college for 4 years and I have a ton of really good guy friends. But Avery was the first person ever to be like, no, I'm sorry, you're not wearing those. You're worth more than that. And I was like, holy freaking heck. And it was huge because I was like, oh my gosh. So then I asked Avery, when I was asked to give this talk, I was like, from like a guy's point of view, what is your perception of like modesty for girls and stuff? Because guys, I feel like guys struggle with other things. Modesty is not on there. They have shorts and t-shirts, shorts and t-shirts, shorts. They don't have a problem. And so I was like, what do you think about like for girls? And he was like, you walk into a museum, there's a really big painting up, and everyone can see it. It's beautiful, everyone's looking at it, it's everyone's crowded around it. But then to like the right, there's a painting, and it has like a sheet thrown over it. And he was like, and part of it's kind of like got brushed off by someone walking by it, or like it's being constructed still, so like it's not totally finished. And he was like, so there's one part of it kind of curtain kind of pulling away a little bit, and no one's really looking at it because they can't see the full image. But those that are super curious because they're like, what does this painting look like? How much effort did this person put into the painting? Like I want to see it because no one can, you know? And he was like, and that's the same way it is with women. I would rather see a woman who is dressed modestly and everything, walking down and be curious and intrigued about what else she holds within her, than see some girl walking down that every other guy can see everything she's got and go, yep, cool, she's hot. Like, she's hot or, holy cow, you're beautiful. Which one do you want? Like, let's weigh the weight here a little bit. And so he said that, and I was like, dang, okay, again, I'm about to marry a philosophical poet or something. I'm like, okay. But it's true. Like, it's true. And I'm not just going to talk about modesty for girls, because I know when we get dressed up, we think about boys. And we think about whether or not they're going to think we're cute. We like when our girlfriends are like, oh my gosh, I love your outfit. But when the guys come around and they're not talking to us and they're talking to your other friend because she's got like the crop top on and the skinny jeans that have the rips all the way up here, which I don't get, like that. When everyone sticks their foot in jeans, like, does your foot not go through? I don't get it, you know? Does it not go through all those rips? But you think about boys because we want to be deemed beautiful. We want to be deemed attractive. But imagine if you all started dressing, okay, so obviously it's kind of hard because we're in uniforms every day. But outside, so good job, Catholic, you're modest. But imagine when you're outside with your friends, and you're with your guy friends and everything. And this lie that we tell ourselves, I used to bring this up in an argument with my dad, and you do not have to raise your hand if you do the same thing. But the lie of, well, I do not want to wear Bermuda shorts, and I do not want to look like a nun, and I do not want to look like a homeschool mom. It's a lie. That is not the only modest clothes out there. I shop at the same places you guys shop. The only difference is up here and in here. Because I used to shop at Target and go, there is nothing modest. And if it is, it's $10 more than the crop top. Yeah, because you're getting the full shirt, you know? And so it's not. And we all shop at the same places. And lucky you guys, one pieces are coming back in. Flare jeans are coming back in. Shorts that aren't here are coming back in. Like, you guys are in a movement, like, run with it, go! Because that was not the case when I was in high school. And I also was only in a uniform for 1 year, so it's even worse. But yeah, so ultimately, it all boils down, because you see it in your friend groups, it all boils down to whether or not you think that, and you know that you are actually beautiful. And it stems from you guys too, because girls can be the biggest cheerleaders, but they can also be the biggest, like, terror downers. That's not a word, but I should use it. Because we can, because we want to be beautiful. It all stems from that. We want to be beautiful, and if some girl is prettier than us or something, and we're feeling insecure, we tear them down, and then we throw on a crop top, and we walk outside, and we're like, yeah, it's all better now. I'm fine, I'm good, right? And so it starts with you guys, and it starts individually, but then it starts collectively too. And so obviously you guys are like, what, 1/8 of the girl population at the school? I don't know what the population is now. It was 80 seniors when I was here, so. But if it starts here, then it starts there. And you guys are all individually, like, so capable of a million different things. Like, I'm sure there's athletes, there's artists, there's all kinds, and those all trickle in to whether or not, like, you feel beautiful. I don't know if this is for you. I am only pinpointing Kathy because I know her so well. Thank goodness, because she's my sister. But for me, when I was playing soccer, I would feel my most confident because that was, like, my thing. And, like, I was like, oh, yeah, it doesn't matter if I have no makeup on, I'm freaking scoring this goal. Like, yeah, I feel freaking good. And so, typically, that's the case, too. If you totally dive into those things that you're good at and that you enjoy doing, boost it up, too. And you know, like, forget about boys. Throw them out the window again, like I did earlier. Bye! I'm going to do my thing, and I'm going to be confident and beautiful doing it. And modesty is not even going to be a thing you have to think about. Like, that word doesn't even have to exist. Because you're strictly beautiful. That's literally it. So, if anyone has any questions about anything in life, we can act like this is one of those Instagram polls, and I'll actually answer you. But if not, that was kind of my spiel.
Oh my gosh, I know you guys have questions.
It doesn't have to be about modesty. It can be about the wedding or Avery, because everyone likes him a lot, and that's currently why I have followers, so. Honestly, I told him, I was like, you know the reason you're at, he was like, oh babe, I'm at 800 followers, like I'm so close to 1,000. And I was like, yeah, it's a bunch of girls. And he was like, no, it's not. And he like put up a poll with his car wash or something, I don't know if y'all saw that. And he was like, yeah, so remember that time you told me it was a bunch of girls? And I was like, mm-hmm. He was like, I put up a freaking poll about like, I don't know, pressure washing his car. And he was like, 80 girls responded, 1 boy. And I was like, no, I know. He was like, what the heck did they know about pressure washing? I was like, hey, you don't know. But yeah, questions, anyone? Yes.
Okay, so what was your like parents' reaction when like you like dated this like non-Catholic dude?
Sean? Or Avery?
Avery.
Okay.
Yep, not yeah.
My ex, oh gosh, we can bring it up if we want to, but what was their reaction? Okay, well, to be honest, it wasn't, their first question wasn't, is he Catholic, or is he, like, who is he? All my dad needed to know is he was in the military, and then he was good. Like, he was like, I like him. But with Avery, it was more of a, when he came by the first time, we weren't dating or anything, I was freaking the heck out, because I was like, what dude flies from California to Alabama, and he's not dating this girl? Like, oh my freaking goodness. But Avery was super respectful. Shook my dad's hand, looked him in the eye, family man, stood like this, like Hank does. I don't know. Okay, I call my dad Hank, because that's like his flight call name when he was in the Air Force, so we call him Hank, because it was Hank Aaron. So he stands like this, like Hank does sometimes, so they were both standing like this in the kitchen talking, and I was like, this is going well. It doesn't matter that he's, not Catholic. So it didn't matter. It became, when we became more like for real, it became a question of, okay, so how are you going to do this?
Alright, so I just got back in the car after talking to some high school girls about beauty and modesty. And because I recorded it, I pulled up the video real quick to just see if I talked loud enough, if I talked too fast, because I get really like weird and like nervous about those things. And as I'm watching it, come to find out, my stomach was showing the entire time. You've got to be kidding me! I was talking about modesty and beauty and my stomach was showing the whole time. And the best part is, my sister was sitting front and center. Didn't once tell me, hey Meg, like, put your shirt down a little bit. So yeah, truly I say to you, Lord, you're humbling me. And I hope that the girls still got things out of that and weren't like, ah, you hypocrite. Because this shirt is modest, it just needed pulled down and I'm so sad.